Okay, today we're going to be looking at two Serpent vehicles, the SRX8 Buggy and the S811 Truggy. Both come ready to run. Both out of the box are beautiful, stunning bodies. Serpent always has great looking vehicles. Even that little thing right there, which I hate. But these two, so far I love these two. Out of the box, both come with pretty legit tire setups. These seem to be a medium soft compound. Truggy has a beautiful body. This body is very specific to Serpent. Actually, it looks like a cobra's mouth opening in the front. It looks like it's about to swallow the competition. Pretty standard looking 8-scale buggy wing. The Truggy has a very aggressive looking wing back here. Pretty flexible too. Should take a beating. It should do well. I'm surprised that you don't see more of these, in your bashing groups or your, entry-level racing groups. This Truggy is just under $400 and it's ready to run. And you can race this. And then the Buggy is about $450 and it's ready to run, and you can race this also. Like, these are great vehicles to buy if you're just starting out getting ready to race or just starting to learn how to race. These two RCs are ready to race out of the box. Especially if you're a beginner and you're just getting started, these are great vehicles to get started with. Serpent has a long history of racing. Serpent's been around a long time. If you guys never heard of Serpent, I think you may have been living under a rock. Anytime a guy showed up to the track with the Serpent, you were like, oh God. I always ran like Nitro RS4s back in the day if I was on-road, if I was racing on-road, and then the Serpent guys were always the winners. They would always lead the pack. They really had the best cars, the best setups. But this is just under 400 ready to go. This is about 450 ready to go. I think they are great investments. Great to introduce somebody into the hobby with. And honestly, it's a huge hole in the market. Serpent's very smart because they're the only ones putting out ready to run Truggies. 8-scale ready to run Truggies for racing. Like, you could buy the Armas and XRTs or whatever you want to buy, but like, these are real ready to race vehicles. And I think if you're getting into racing, you want to try some off-road 8-scale electric racing, I think this is a great place to start. And even if you're a seasoned racer, these are great. I suggest checking them out. All right, let's look at side by side under the bodies. Let's look under the hood, side by side, and see what we got here. The SRX8 Buggy has a 1900 kV brushless motor. Truggy has a 2000 kV brushless motor with 150 amp ESC, and then the Buggy has 120 amp ESC. I have a big problem with the way this battery tray is set up. This I do not like. This will shred up this battery strap. It'll shred up your battery wires, probably cause a fire. Not a good setup. This is a big disappointment. Serpent should know better than to do something like this. What a lot of guys are doing is cutting slots here and here and then feeding the battery straps this way and securing them down. For me, the best solution is just to run one of these batteries where you don't have to feed the wires coming out of the bottom. They come out of the top like this. You can remove them and they're just out of the way. If you're going to get this Buggy, just run this type of battery. On the Truggy, however, they fixed the problem. So that was a welcome change. At least they are listening and making the necessary adjustments. So they fixed the problem on the Truggy. This is a problem. Can't have 150 amp ESC with Dean's plugs, so I'll be changing those. Both come with this Dragon RC transmitter. I mean, it's kind of cheap, but it gets the job done. It feels good. It's got a nice weight to it. It gets the job done. It has all of the necessary features you want. But if you look, I actually bought both of these from A-Main Hobbies, and if you look on the photo descriptions, this is not the transmitter in the photos. However, the transmitter on their website is digital. It's got a screen. It's not this. So I'm not sure why that is. It says one thing on the websites, and then when you receive it, it has another transmitter in the box. So not a huge deal, but you know, the transmitter that they're showing, that they're advertising it with, is definitely better than this one. So I think fix that. Both are running high torque, metal geared servos. Full bearings throughout on both, which they should be. Nothing should come with bushings ever. To me. Both are running CVDs, front and rear, out of the box. I mean, come on. With nice engraving on there. The Serpent logo etched onto the CVDs. That's a nice touch. I really love that. As well as the shock towers. The Truggy has machined aluminum shock towers and aluminum shocks. The Buggy, I believe this is stamped aluminum shock towers with aluminum shocks. These are not the same material. They look the same, but they're not the same. All right, let's get a look at this drive shaft setup here. Both the Buggy and the Truggy have metal gear diffs, metal gears throughout, bearings throughout, CVDs throughout, sway bars throughout. Great versatile tire setup, shock setup. I mean, how do you compete with this? This is just under 400. This is about 450. Ready to run out of the box. And super versatile. You can bash them or race them. I would suggest if you're getting into racing, this is where you should start. Both extremely capable on the track or just banging around with your friends. Also, the Truggy has a 7075 aluminum chassis, which is rare on a under $400 vehicle. The Buggy, I don't think it has. I'm not sure. I don't think this is 7075 aluminum, but I think this is just your standard 60, 65 or whatever the hell it is. All right, let's charge up some batteries and see what these babies can do. All right, out here with the S811 Truggy first. Apologize for the wind. It's really cold and windy out here today in New York City. I'm mic'd up and it's still not doing anything, so I'll keep the talking to a minimum. Good way to go, Tanner. Jerking to the right in the air because of the wind. It's windy and cold. Got a mouthful of dirt. Couldn't pull out of that. All right, as you can see, I'm not going lightly on this. I'm beating the crap out of it. Oopsie. Again, sorry about the wind, guys. I'm mic'd up, but it's crazy windy and cold here today in New York. All right, that's it. That's the battery. Guys, that was a 4S bash. This thing is capable of 6S. For under $400, you can't go wrong! All right, I guess I'll go get this thing cleaned up and inspected. Okay, here we go, 4S, SRX8. Wow, that thing moves. That thing go from What is it? Oh, that's it. Let me see what happened. Interesting. It was the on-off switch. I don't know how that happened. That's never happened to me before, but it just turned off on its own. Whee! Right into the fence. God, so much dust. God, dirt shower. Jeez, this doesn't make up for standing downwind. Guys, it is so hard to drive this control this in the air with the wind the way it is. There goes the switch again. Alright, that's a wrap. Alright, we're back on the bench. And I have absolutely no damage. And I did not hold back. You saw that. You watched the video. I did not hold back on these guys. No shot damage, nothing. No damage whatsoever. Very dirty. My biggest problem are these little body clips. They're just bent. What a joke. The buggy has these, at least they have these heavy duty big body clips. The same caliber body clip should have been on this. The buggy has these really nice body clips. If you're going to do body clips, at least do that, especially on any scale truggy. Not these little Stupid things. Yep. Just a little dirty. That's all. Everything held up. This body mount loosened up a little bit. Well, whatever. I mean, I was running these packs in here. I mean, they held up. If you don't have one of these yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Anyway, under $400, about $450, worth every penny, especially the truggy. Like, subscribe, please.